Hello and welcome back to Sprite Guard Plays HyperRogue. Today we are trying to get equipped in order to make our way into the living cave and hopefully get ourselves 25 treasures. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to actually find a living cave, and then we're going to go along the edge and look for orbs. And once we have some orbs, we're going to go into it, but I want to really be set up. Now, one person suggested using the Orb of Recall, but I don't feel that safe exploring the dungeon. And let's see, we have the ivory figurines. I think we might need 10 for that. I'm not completely sure. But basically we're going to go along the edge of the living cave and really just try and be on the lookout for the kinds of orbs that we need. So I'm going to pick up orbs as we see them. We're not necessarily going to get the exact kit that we want right away, but we're basically going to go along the edge here until we do find it. And so that could take some time, and there's certainly a risk of bumping into walls and losing our charges that way. And some of these, like the Orb of Freedom, don't really last long enough to be very useful. But like with this equipment, oh shoot. I keep running into walls, so I need to play more carefully, more slowly. And we're going to be really at the mercy of luck, because we're looking for something that does not appear very often, and we're looking for something, let's see. I'm not a fan of that spread over there. We're really kind of dependent on a lot of different factors. The big ones are that first of all, we have to find the right orbs in the right places. And then after we do that, we need to find a good entrance. You can see that a lot of these entrances don't go anywhere. Now, a bunch of flash charges could be useful, but it looks like we're gonna be forced to use them on this dog unless we can find ourselves an orb of teleport or an orb of something more useful. So there's an orb of teleport and an orb of speed. So we can actually move a lot faster than the dog now and possibly get away from it. And I do want to continue to pay attention, not get overzealous. That's something that we really need to be careful about. And because we're following a curved path, oh, we're going to lose that, yeah. So we lost the Orb of Flash. That's disappointing. But we can continue on, keep looking for that perfect arrangement. And continue, using the orbs that we come across along the way to kind of ease our path, make things go a little bit faster, a little bit more smoothly. Because when we don't have any useful orbs like this, we don't have to be careful. Let's see, Orb of Storms can have some interesting effects. Let's see, we can't really deal with this guy in a good way. We can just stun him. We're going to grab that, and we're going to try and find an entrance here. And so there we're not seeing a lot of really good entrances. So we're going to head in here, and we're going to be forced to use it right here. So I'm going to try and use it next to this wall. Hopefully, that did not do as much good as I'd hoped. So the Orb of Earth is really good for us. So I'm going to, let's see. So one of the things that we want to do is we want to try and use the right-hand rule to give ourselves a really clear path back, because that will make it a lot easier to find a crossroads once we're done here. And, you know, now we don't have any good orbs, so I'm going to get out of here. And it looks like there's a lot of stuff chasing us already. We're at 14, so we still have quite a ways to go. Orb of Storms, we've determined, is not as useful as I had hoped it would be, so we're not going to chase after that. But we're going to continue trying to find, you know, there's a lot of different things that could really help us out. Orb of Flash is one of them. Orb of Teleport is really useful. But again, you know, we can be forced to use things sometimes when we really would rather not. But here's, we can actually renew our flash charge, and then we can actually, we can get this Orb of Time. That is really, really good to see there. So now we would really like an Orb of Teleport to help us save charges on time. But we have, you know, we don't have great spawn rates. I think we have, like, probably some of the best spawn rates that we can get, but that doesn't mean that they are good. And so we might just want to dive in with our Orb of Flash and just try and, you know, here we're going to follow the left-hand rule. Whoops! And once again, wasn't paying enough attention. We have to pay more attention. That's so important. Because really this game is a game where you have to be aware of your surroundings. Let's see, we have 2 Orbs of Speed and an Orb of Luck. We don't have much use for the Orb of Luck, and the other Orb of Speed I don't think it's worth chasing after. So here's an Orb of Teleport, but we don't have anything else that we could use it to preserve, anything super useful. I think this is the correct direction. I've actually now forgotten what direction we're going in, and so I'm a little bit nervous that we're going to see something that we've seen before. That's an Orb of Thorns and an Orb of Speed. I think this is the direction we've been going. But there's that little bit of doubt that we're going to run across, you know, the main thing that we could run across that would really prove to me that we're going in the wrong direction is one of the trolls that we've killed. Now, we have a little bit, we don't have enough teleport to actually get in here and feel really, really safe. What we can do is teleport in here, grab these before a lot of stuff can get to us. And that's got us to 18. So now I'm moving really, really carefully, as I should be, to try and get this and get out before any trolls see us. And then we're going to head right back out. We're at 19, so we're getting there, but that means that treasures are going to be more and more rare at the edges. So what do we have here? Orb of Nature. That could be really good. Let's grab that. And what this will do is it will give us a little bit of telepresence. It'll let us kind of reach things far away. Let's see, we should be able to prop this open a little bit. That's not a good situation. We want to get out of here. There's an orb of time. That's really, really good. But we have this tentacle after us that's going to cause some serious problems. And of course, the orb of time does not preserve the orb of nature. Okay, so now we want to get this orb of teleport before... or without losing track of where that living cave is. So we need to kind of remember that this Land of Eternal Motion will lead us back. There we go. So now we have the Orb of Teleport, and so we can actually come in here with a certain amount of impunity. We are at risk of losing the crossroads, though. Yeah. Yeah. And that's going to cave in over there. So we have a lot of charges, though. So if we can get... let's see. Alright, that's probably going to cave in all of that. It did... oh, no, we're not going to be able to backtrack at this point. So now we're in some pretty serious trouble. Oh, now we're in some real trouble. Okay. That should block that off. No, it didn't. Oh, there we go. So that, yeah, that blocked that off. We're at 23, so there's 24. So we're really hoping for an orb of... oh my goodness, Crossroads 4. Here we go. So here we are right back in a crossroads. So if we can find a last treasure... we're not going to be able to get to this one unless we do that. But I have lost track of where the crossroads is, unfortunately. There it is! Alright, we guessed right. So there we are, back in the crossroads, though this is one of the more dangerous ones. But we have the 25 treasures, so now the Orb of Life will be spawning. Why did I want the Orb of Life? Now I don't remember. Because I have a whole bunch of notes about this run. And I just kind of went down them and was like, okay, we'll do that, we'll do that. I think that there are more things that we want. I know that, you know, getting an army is always something I really enjoy, even though it's not that practical. Maybe it was the Emerald Mine. No, because the Emerald Mine doesn't have a really high risk of cave-ins. So, yeah, now I'm like, okay, so why did I do that? But I'll have to check my notes and see. We have had a pretty successful run today, so I think that we're going to wrap it up here. We got good stuff done, and now... next time I'm going to check my notes, and we're going to decide what to do from there. So let's just try and find that Orb of Safety, and of course pick up stuff along the way as, you know, as we see anything useful. Are we in a mirrored land now? Or did we just get 10 mirror shards? Did I... no, we must... oh, it's my color blindness at play. This is a border, I just couldn't quite see it. So that explains that. And there's our Orb of Safety. Let's drop into that. So, in the next episode, I don't actually know what we're going to be doing, but we're going to have golems for it. I would like to get into the minefield and get ourselves some birds, but that might be farther down the road. And so I believe our ultimate goal is the Orb of Domination. getting 25 treasures in the dragon chasms for that, and riding a rock snake. So that is the thing that I remember. We're going to continue playing around with orbs. That's really the biggest part, is we're just going to find cool orbs, try to do cool things with them, and keep trying to think of interesting things to do. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.